Alright everybody, this is a battle with the Tier 7 Japanese cruiser, the Myoko. I'm loading this video up because it gives you an opportunity to see once in a while how when things look like they're going to go very wrong, suddenly start going okay, then very wrong, then right, and the battle just swings back and forth. Probably the most unusual fight that I've ever been in. The Myoko, this is a fully upgraded Myoko. So it has the sea hull, and if you're gonna play the Myoko, definitely spend the silver to get the sea hull. The Myoko doesn't really suck at anything. It's a good ship all the way around. But the a-hole is great choice of words there, is not the best. You'll definitely want the sea hull. So as you can see over on the right on the mini map, I am kind of like way over, pretty darn much alone. There are two battleships that I'm expecting to turn east and head for B cap. So that's what I'm going to do. There's 5 other team members way up by C cap. I figured they would turn south and we would link up. But it didn't work out that way. So I'm going to zip ahead just a little bit. Now you can see from the mini-map I am headed towards B, but those battleships have changed what I was expecting them to do. Instead they're heading down to A. If they went behind those islands and used them for partial cover, they'd be in a really good position. Right about now I've discovered if I go for B, I'm going to be all alone. So forget that noise. Change of plans. I'm going to accompany these 2 battleships. You never want to be alone if you're in a Myoko. She does a lot of things well, but she does not have good armor. Her biggest strength by far is her accuracy on her guns. At maximum range, it's only 131 meters, which is pretty much pinpoint. Only the German cruisers are better. But she's got torpedoes that go 10 kilometers, which is just outstanding. And they're the big 610 millimeter torpedoes. So that was almost a blind salvo, and I did score 1 over penetration on it. Now even though this ship is more than 10 kilometers away, it is heading towards me, so I'm going to go ahead and send a couple of salvos through that Narrows, and maybe I'll get lucky. But there is an enemy there that I can go ahead and shoot. Now I haven't really noticed those 2 battleships behind me. I kind of figured that they'd still be heading south, but they turned around. So now I am in a little bit of trouble, and I haven't figured it out yet. Remember those torpedoes that I fired? So I shoot down an enemy plane. Those are my torpedoes. Boom. Scored 2 hits. So now I've got a lot of ships within range of me, and I don't have much armor, so I am turning away and bringing the other side of the ship to bear, because it has 2 torpedo launchers as well. Each torpedo launcher firing 3 torpedoes. And when you got a ship nose on to you, the best thing you can do is fire high explosive. There's a 3rd torpedo hit. Now I'm turning again because now the other side has reloaded. I can go ahead and get another salvo off. This is how you get a lot of torpedoes off at somebody who's shooting at you. You zigzag, change course, back and forth. By the time you get around, your other torpedoes should be nearly loaded. The reload time is like 68 seconds, and that is buffed. I've got a 10% reload time increase with my captain skills. So now I realize I am really all alone. Not where you want to be, but thank goodness that battleship up there at G3 is occupied with 2 friendly battleships. I'm kind of surprised we only shot down 1 plane. The Myoko has 54 25mm anti-aircraft guns and 8 127mm. So she's pretty good at anti-aircraft. Okay, captured a base. Got 5 torpedo hits. Now, in between me and the battleship at B cap is this island. I'm going to use that island to protect me. And it's still off to my left. Well, he took a shot at me, but that's his mistake. Off to my left, that enemy battleship is still occupied with 2 friendly battleships. Now I realize that the battleship that I've got locked on, if it decides to have a go at me, I'm in an awful lot of trouble. I've already down 25% on hit points. But now it's time to charge. Here we go. I've been detected. Switch to high explosive. And he does not appear to be pointing his guns in my direction. Good. You see that? That was 8 hits. That's really good. This ship has got really good accuracy. The Nuremberg and the Königsberg have better accuracy, I think. At least it sure feels that way. So once again, I'm turning around to bring the tubes on the other side of the ship to bear on this guy. And I stagger them just a little. That whole salvo that I fired of torpedoes, the first one missed. He must have turned. Okay, he's pointing his guns in my direction. What's he doing? I don't know why he's pointing his guns the other way. Okay, he's pointing them back at me. I'm going to turn. Here comes that second torpedo salvo. Alright, scored 2. Right on, so that puts us at 7. This is how you score some points, man. You land torpedoes. You do serious damage. That was 3 for 3 because I only had 1 turret on him. So I'm turning around again to bring the next set of torpedoes to bear. But I might not have to. Well, I'm going to fire anyway. You don't want to hesitate. 2, 3, 4 torpedoes. Game over. Oh! So although I was alone and not doing so well, things went back and forth and back and forth. 47 target hits with 22 penetrations, 13 that non-penetrated, and only 10 that over-penetrated, 2 ricochets. That's not bad. But scored 11 torpedo hits, which is pretty darn good. 4,346 experience. Shot down one plane. You can see the numbers there. And you can see all the missions completed. This actually turned out to be the very best score I've ever done in the Myoko. And I thought it was going to just be a game that fell apart and went into the crapper. So let's take a look at team score. I only sunk 2 and still did 674 top of my team there. And you can see the individual ships and how I fared against them. I'll tell you, that Scharnhorst had me nervous. Scored 11 torpedo hits. Not bad. And credits. Still took home 70,701 silver. That's not bad, because usually the Myoko puts you, it's so expensive to keep this ship going that you usually wind up losing silver. You can see there how the bonuses work out, which is very nice. Let's take a look at the armor layout again and find out why you got to be so darn careful with the Myoko. There's its citadel, and it is partially exposed above water, with not a lot of millimeters protecting it. On top of that, you've got an additional 32 or 25 millimeters. On top of that, you've got an additional 13 millimeters. But then there's also this plating, an additional 21 millimeters for the torpedo bulges. And of course the guns, they're at only 25 millimeters. So you don't want to be the tip of the spear when you're in this ship. But if you can be in a support role and launch torpedoes without hurting anybody on your team, you're going to get a lot of points. So that is that. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and have fun.